So, welcome if you are joining me on Facebook Live. Welcome if you're joining me on YouTube Live. And now, welcome if you are joining me on Amazon Live. Here's little Dallas. He likes to come and say hello as soon as we begin. Today, we're going to talk about one of my all time favorite books, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This is actually the one I'm referring to as my original from my father. It's got his original notes in there. I'm so fortunate he's still with us. And I love rereading books that he has passed down to me and making them available, sharing those ideas with you as well. This is a classic, right? How to Win Friends and Influence People. So let's dive right in by Dale Carnegie. This is, I think, one of the most powerful books that you can read in a lifetime because it is so simple, but it is so important because this is really about, there's so much buzz about being authentic and being real and all of that. I think this is really what it all comes down to. So it is about if you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. The big secret of dealing with people. Um, Chapter after chapter of you can't win an argument. Secret of Socrates. There's just so much greatness written into this book that's about 250 pages. So, this book, first published in 1937. Can you imagine? These ideas are timeless. And so I really feel like it doesn't really matter the year of origin because they're just as important today as they were in 1937. So he talks about how and why this book is written. And basically, the idea to the person who has technical knowledge plus the ability to express ideas, assume leadership, and to arouse enthusiasm among people, that person is headed for higher power. Love that. So let's get right to it. He talks about the ability to meet life's situations. And I think that really is a big running current through this as well. So there's 9 suggestions of how to get the most out of this book at the very beginning. You can apply these and form new habits, he says. And basically, it gives you kind of techniques here on rereading each chapter, or you can stop and ask yourself questions. So you can choose how you want to use the tools in the books. So part 1, fundamental techniques for handling people. If you want to gather honey, don't knock over the beehive. It goes into principle number 1, drop criticism. Love that. Criticism is futile because it puts a person on the defensive and usually makes him strive to justify himself. So the very first option, you're okay, Dallas, is don't criticize, the first concept that is in this book. So he gives example after example from Al Capone to Abraham Lincoln about criticism and how it really ends up in futility in the end. He says it takes character and self-control to understand and be forgiving. So really big one there when it comes to principle number 1. Don't criticize, complain, or condemn. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. That's, I think, a really powerful way to start, right? Chapter 2, the big secret of dealing with people. So this one is about listening, about feeling appreciated, about helping others feel appreciated. Every bit as timeless and as important today as it's ever been. So what is going on? You want your toy? Yeah, little Dallas is whining a little bit here. So he says it's all about your ability to deal with people. And again, principle number 2 is about give honest and sincere appreciation to people. Then he moves on to the 3rd chapter, and each chapter builds uniquely on the last, which I think is really extraordinary, the way that he themes the book and builds the lessons, if you will. So, and principle number 3, arouse in the other person an eager want. So you're talking about kind of a Zig Ziglar principle, even doing enough things for other people, then you are able to get what you want as well. So the fundamental techniques in handling people: principle 1, don't criticize, complain, or condemn. Principle 2, give honest and sincere appreciation. Principle 3, arouse in other people an eager want. So sort of help people with their needs and their wants. Then he goes on to part 2, which is about interaction, ways to make people like you, maybe original social media concepts before social media of 100 years, well, 90, 80 years later came into play. He talks about the importance of using someone's name specifically. Um, he talks about listening as a great way to be a conversationalist, which I think is brilliant as well. Lots of really simple but profound pointers, talking in terms of another person's interest and what interests them, which I think is a timeless classic as well. So, in a nutshell, you're going to be a good listener, talk in terms of other people's interests, make people feel important, and do it sincerely. What I like about this book is that it's not just quick little, you know, to-dos. It's real lessons that you can implement and that really work, that really matter when it comes to dealing with people. And certainly that's clearly why it stood the test of time for so many years. So part 3 is all about how to win people to your way of thinking. And the first chapter in that segment talks about how arguments are never a good thing. You just can't win an argument. There's just no use in arguing. It makes no sense. And then if you're wrong to that point, admit it quickly and emphatically. He goes on to talk about a drop of honey, being friendly at all times. Even if you are in disagreement, you can still be friendly about things, which I love that. And then he talks about compelling cooperation. Try to honestly see things from another person's point of view. How great would that be, even in this day and age, if we could get back to that, right? So, again, talking about then moving on to chapter 11, uh, motives and being dramatic, sort of enticing people to want to move in your direction, maybe even challenging them in the best way. So, and appealing, of course, to higher motives as well. So then it concludes with being a leader. No one likes to take orders. It's all about inspiring people and not going for direct criticism face to face, but letting the other person kind of save face even if they were wrong. And then how to spur people on to success, to praise even the slightest improvement and praise every improvement. Be hearty in your approbation and lavish in your praise. And I think that that's so important. I mean, I don't think it needs to be trivial phrase, but I do know that even, when it comes to a growth mindset or a sort of Carol Dweck's work, everyone loves encouragement. So a timeless principle there with encouragement. And then from there, kind of concluding, if you will, on the summary. So it is about encouraging people. It's about doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. It's about these small little principles that add up to a work of leadership in life. So that's my quick little summary for how to win friends and influence people. Quick today because we are starting some new ventures, some new jewelry ventures with Effie Jewelry, which I'm very excited about, which you can find on Amazon. And also I'll give you links in YouTube as well as on Facebook. So thank you for being here. I'll put the book in the link. It's highlighted for you in the carousel. Happy Monday. Have a great week. I'll see you back tomorrow with another book review. We'll see you then.